Greetings, friends. Happy Monday. I hope that your week is off to a great start. The word for today is solidarity. And the solidarity is coming from many levels. First of all, solidarity with your plan and with your commitment to showing up because we've entered first quarter phase of this lunar month, and Monday's a great day to step into first quarter phase because it's also the launch in a practical way of the new week and feeling the rhythm. The moon rules Monday, lunar, and there's a way of feeling the rhythm of this week and coming into alignment with it that's perfectly designed for first quarter moon. Solidarity also refers to the Sabian symbol for today and the specific aspect of connecting with others in the game of life. So the symbol for today is a game of cricket, a group of people playing a game of cricket, and the quality of engagement in exploring the rules of a game, success of a game, and the feeling of exhilaration of working together. Also, the commitment of, uh, of participation in group work. I'm dealing personally today with some anxiety, some fear, and I've been holding curiosity this morning because it's taking me a while to get underneath it. And so, as I've been sitting with the fear and exploring, the way it's showing up is I'm having resistance to following through on some really simple and practical tasks that are time sensitive and need to happen and are in alignment with big picture for me moving forward and for our school moving forward. And I'm finding a great deal of resistance, and when I'm dropping into the resistance, I'm feeling vulnerability and fear. And so I'm curious because the tasks themselves are super practical. And I'm bringing this forward because all of us are poised at breakthrough. And I am reminded of the ways in which fear and frustration and boredom and distraction are symptoms of coming up against a potential breakthrough. Uh, they're symptoms or signals of a deeper resistance of self-preservation, probably based on old patterns of survival and fear around failure or success. So I'm bringing that forward to you in case you also are feeling any of these symptoms of feeling distraction or feeling bored and lack of interest in something that you normally are super interested in. If you're feeling frustration or anger or irritation, or if, like me today, you're feeling fear and extraordinary vulnerability. Hold curiosity for what breakthrough you might be facing and anticipating and feeling the imminence of. And then remember in first quarter moon that it's your job to take action. And so there's some way in which that's coming forward for me. It's making me feel really emotional. And if I'm honest, it makes me feel scared. So, I know that there's something big happening because when I really drop into it, that's the energy signature. There's nothing physical that would, nothing scary about anything on my to do list today from a logical perspective. So it means there's something bigger happening and that I can really look forward to it and hold space for it. Remember, we practiced vulnerability last month and we build our muscles in Scorpio around vulnerability and showing up and connecting with others to support new qualities of strength. So, in today, in first quarter moon, in the energy of solidarity, of showing up for yourself, showing up for your big work, showing up for your group, and showing up for this day and the practical aspects of this day on planet Earth. I invite you to hold space for the energy of 4 in first quarter phase and for the energy of stepping in and committing and anchoring in your commitment, and finding an action, committing to action is part of first quarter moon. Showing up to what frightens you, or what makes you vulnerable, or what you hold resistance. And so I've been working with Four of Swords today, and feeling the energy of the processes of showing up, paying attention, speaking truth, and releasing attachment to outcome, and feeling where I am in those processes. And so before I called you in, and before I stepped into the message, I went back to this little magic book that I pulled out recently, and I connected with Florence Shin, who was the author of this book. And I talked a little bit about this in the message a couple of days ago. And I dropped into my higher self and asked my higher self for a message for today. And I, without looking at the book, I just scrolled through the pages until I felt a page lock in. This is a fun way to use a book as an oracle. And let me just so she is talking in this page about the game. First thing is the game of life was the first synchronicity when I was reading that. The game of life is there are 3 simple rules for the game of life, and that will enable you to be successful. The Sabian symbol for today is a game of cricket, so it's very much the energy of game, which is Sagittarius energy. Being interested in rules and patterns and higher grids of order. So the game of life, she says, there are 3 rules. They are in her words, the game of life: speak the word, follow your hunches, and dig your ditches. Well, these are 3 of the 4 qualities of Four of Swords. Dig your ditches is to show up. Follow your hunches is pay attention to what has heart and meaning. Speak the word is speak your truth. And then the final one is release attachment to outcome. Participate in the game without attachment to what happens. And then she goes on in her teaching to talk about how we have to be available to what shows up, because it's showing us what we still have to learn. So the releasing attachment to outcome puts us in the position of being a learner on the path of life and available to what shows up. And then there's a special message to me, because then she goes on to talk about fear. So I got a personal message on the next page, and I wrote it here on my notes. The only way you can neutralize fear is to walk up to the thing you are afraid of. And so it's a reminder to me to take action today, and to face my fear, face my vulnerability, and realize that my fear of success and failure is a deep pattern that is part of breakthrough. And to know that what I'm afraid of is just a measure of how important it is. And so I'm showing up for my path today. I invite you to show up for your path. Reach out to your grids of support and know that we have this. And the final thing I'll say is there was a great synchronicity as I was getting ready to drop into the message, because a friend called and connected me with that feeling of solidarity even before I looked up the Sabian for today, and reminded me that we're in this together, and that we have each other's back. So take a breath, feel the exhilaration of your visions, the truth of your visions, and show up today for solidarity with yourself, and reach out for support when you need it. And finally, I drew a tarot card from the deck asking if there's anything else we need to know about today, and it was the Lovers. And this is a reminder again of solidarity, that you are committing to your own path, you're committing to your highest relationship with yourself, and you're committing to learning what you can and being available to what you have to learn through this amazing month and through this amazing time. So I'm asking now if there's one more word for all of you and for me. We've got this. we've got this. All we need to do is show up. That's the message for today. And have an amazing start to your week, and I'll see you again tomorrow.